Hello students, welcome to BioSmart Academy YouTube channel. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss about a very important topic that is very important from examination point of view. You get a short question from this topic, okay? And today's topic is reducing and non-reducing sugar, okay? We will going to discuss this topic in briefly, okay? So that you get all the concepts clear regarding this topic, okay? So before I start this lecture, I just recommend you that please follow BioSmart Academy YouTube channel, as this YouTube channel provides you free online lectures on YouTube, and all these lectures are strictly on the basis of CSI net syllabus, and you will get definitely benefited from this lecture, and you can tackle any of this examination if you follow BioSmart Academy YouTube channel regularly. Okay, we have already uploaded many lectures on cell biology, immunology as well as biochemistry. Okay, and we will continue this so that you get benefited from our lectures. So now let's start today's topic, that is reducing and non-reducing sugar. Okay, so first of all we should discuss about the reducing sugar. Okay, that what is reducing sugar? Okay, what is reducing sugar? Okay, just first look at the concept. Okay, so basically if we take a carbohydrate molecule, okay, we all know that carbohydrate basically classify into monosaccharide, disaccharide, oligosaccharide and polysaccharides, okay? And the monosaccharide and disaccharide I already completed in my lectures. Please go and watch that, okay? So basically reducing sugar means what? It means the sugar which can reduce something, okay, which can reduce something. So which can reduce something. So which can reduce what? What it can reduce, or you can say what component sugar can reduce. So the sugar which can reduce something are known as reducing sugar. Simple. And the sugar which can't reduce something, or that particular compound that reducing sugar can reduce, are known as non-reducing sugar. Okay, so basically we will going to discuss this in detail. Okay, see, first of all, if you look at first of all, if you take a carbohydrate molecule, suppose we take a molecule glucose. Okay, so this is a structure of glucose. Okay, so this is a structure of glucose, and if we take this structure, okay, and if we take this structure, okay, so this is a structure of glucose, that is HOH. Okay, and this is the structure. Okay, so this is a structure of glucose. Okay, now if we react this structure of glucose with Fehling solution, okay, see, this is the Fehling solution. Okay, this is the Fehling solution, and the color of the Fehling solution is what? Blue color. Why the color of the Fehling solution is blue? Due to the presence of Cu2 plus ion. What is Cu2 plus ion? Cu2 plus ion is basically nothing but a cupric ion. Cupric ion. Okay, cupric ion. Okay, so when a glucose molecule basically react with Fehling solution, which is basically blue in color, due to the presence of cupric ion, then what happened? Then in solution this chain of this glucose molecule, that is hemiacetal chain, is basically open. This hemiacetal chain is basically open, and the aldehyde group become free, okay, and now this structure is look like something like this. Okay, okay, this is the structure, okay, this is the structure, clear? This is a structure, and this is a OH. Okay, so now you can see in this structure that this aldehyde group is become free. Okay, this aldehyde group become free. So when this glucose compound react in a Fehling solution, and the color of this Fehling solution is blue due to the presence of the cupric ion, that is Cu2 plus ion. So when this glucose molecule react with this solution, this ring chain, or you can say this ring structure of glucose molecule, is basically open in solution, and after open of this ring structure, the aldehyde group is become free, and this aldehyde group basically going to react with this cupric ion, and it form cuprous ion, that is Cu plus ion, and the color of the cuprous ion is what? Brick red color. Color of the cupric ion is what? Brick red color. So it become from blue to brick red color. It means what? This is a reducing sugar. Okay, so this is a reducing sugar. It means you see here two properties. One is reducing property and one is that reducing sugar contain a free aldehyde group. Free aldehyde group. And how this aldehyde group become free? This aldehyde group become free due to the opening of the ring structure of glucose. And why this ring structure of glucose basically open? Because this ring structure of glucose which contain hemiacetal group basically free. That's why this ring structure basically open. Okay, because this not involved in any basically bond formation. This hemiacetal group is free. That's why when this glucose molecule react with this Fehling solution, the ring structure open and aldehyde group become free, and it react with this cupric ion and it convert the blue color of the Fehling solution into red color by converting cupric ion into cuprous ion. So this is the concept of reducing sugar. So here you can see the concept of reducing sugar in case of monosaccharide, or specific you can see basically if we can say that you see the concept of reducing sugar specific in aldolase. Okay, aldolase, and this thing also same in case of ketose also. Okay, ketose also, that is hemiketal group also. Okay, for example in fructose, for example in fructose. Okay, so in case of fructose also the hemiketal group become free. Okay, the hemiketal group become free. If you look at the structure of the fructose, just look at the structure of the fructose. Okay, this is a structure. So here this is the CH2OH and this is the OH. So this group of the fructose basically become open in solution, that is in Fehling solution, and this group becomes somewhat like this. See, this keto group is become free, and due to this is CH2OH, and due to this keto group become free, this keto group again react with the Cu2 plus, that is cupric ion, to form cuprous ion, and the color of the Fehling solution is basically changed from blue to brick red. Okay, because the color of the cuprous ion is brick red. So this is the concept. So in all monosaccharide, this is also an example of monosaccharide. So in all monosaccharides, now just look at the PPT. All monosaccharides, whether it aldose, that is glucose, or ketose, that is fructose, in their hemiacetal or hemiketal group form the reducing sugar. That is, all monosaccharides are basically reducing sugars. So I hope that you get the concept clear, and please note this point: all reducing sugar undergo muta-rotation in aqueous solution. Okay, it means all reducing sugar which basically present in aqueous solution undergoes muta-rotation. So what is this muta-rotation? I explained the concept of muta-rotation in my previous lectures. Please go and watch that lecture. Okay, then you will get clear idea about the muta-rotation. So this is about the reducing sugar, and specifically about the monosaccharide, that is all monosaccharide basically whether aldose or ketose are basically reducing sugar. Okay, so now is this true for disaccharide also, that is all disaccharides are reducing sugar? So the answer will be what? The answer will be no, all disaccharides are not reducing sugar. Okay, not reducing sugar. Maximum disaccharides are reducing sugar except sucrose and trehalose. So these are the two disaccharides, sucrose and trehalose, which is basically not a reducing sugar. Okay, these two are the example of non reducing sugar. Okay, so please note it down. Many times question has been asked in the examination that give an example of non-reducing sugar. So the answer will be sucrose and trehalose. And apart from these two disaccharide, all disaccharides are basically what? All disaccharides are reducing sugar. Okay, now just look at the structure of maltose, then you will get the idea. So okay, so what is maltose? Maltose is a disaccharide which is made up of two glucose molecule. Okay, I make all the things clear in my previous lecture, just go and watch the lectures of disaccharides. Okay, you will find it on my playlist page. So if you look at the structure of maltose, it is made up of two glucose molecule, and if you look at the structure here, this is structure of maltose. Okay, so you can find out there free hemiacetal group is present. Okay, in case of maltose, what? Free hemiacetal group is present, and due to the presence of the free hemiacetal group, due to the presence of this free hemiacetal group, okay, due to the presence of the free hemiacetal group, it basically can open its ring structure and can react with the cupric ion and reduce the cupric ion into cuprous ion, which is basically brick red in color. Okay, so you have to contain a free hemiacetal group, and when a disaccharide molecule contain free hemiacetal group, then it can easily basically can be called as non-reducing reducing sugar. Okay, because it contain a free aldehyde group, or you can say it contain a free anomeric carbon, or you can say it contain a free hemiacetal group. So basically you can say that maltose is an reducing sugar. Okay, but if you look at the structure of sucrose, there is no free aldehyde group, there is no hemiacetal or hemiketal group, because sucrose is made up of what? One glucose molecule and one fructose molecule. Okay, so in both the cases, in glucose molecule no hemiacetal group is present free, and in fructose no hemiketal group is present free. Both the groups are basically involved in glycosidic bond formation, and due to that involvement of glycosidic bond formation, there is no free group is present, and that's why it is basically known as non-reducing sugar. It can't reduce the cupric ion into cuprous ion. That's why it is a non-reducing sugar. Okay, because it does not contain any free hemiacetal or hemiketal group, or you can say it does not contain any what? Any free anomeric carbon. So this is the concept of the non-reducing sugar. Okay, so basically when we describing a disaccharide or polysaccharide, the end of the chain must contain a free anomeric carbon. If it does not contain free anomeric carbon, then it is called, it will not called, you can say reducing sugar. Okay, so basically this is the concept. Okay, so I hope that you get the concept clear here. Okay, so if you have any doubt regarding this, then you may question me on the comment box. Now just look at the reaction, that how the reaction took place. Okay, okay, just look at the reaction. So this is a cupric ion, that is Cu2 plus ion. When it react with the aldehyde, okay, so what happened here? So this is happen here, this become COH, and here the, you can say, cupric oxide is basically released, and this component cuprous ions is basically released. It is a cuprous ion. So this is basically brick red in color, and before the reaction this is basically blue in color. Okay, this is blue in color, and after the reaction, when it react with the free aldehyde group, it basically become brick red in color. And where it get the free aldehyde group? It get the free aldehyde group when the glucose molecule basically open in solution like this. This free aldehyde group basically, when the glucose molecule basically open, the free aldehyde group also become open, and this aldehyde group basically react with Cu2 plus, and it form Cu plus, which is basically brick red. So this is a reducing sugar. I hope that you get the concept clear about the reducing as well as non-reducing sugar. Okay, so that is for today's lecture. If you enjoyed the lecture, then please share to other students also. We will meet in our next lecture. Till then, stay safe, stay happy, and stay healthy. Thank you.